please help me in welcoming the incredible Katy Manning.
I just feel like I just need some hugs before we do anything. When you find you've got something wacky, use it. And John and a lot of people always found it really very funny that I could do this, that I could, talk. So when it came to doing that, I said I'd love to put Iris and Joe together because I think they'd be terrific together. So once again, they said, oh, well, we'll do Joe. But I said, no. I'm held together by bits of metal, so good Lord, there's nothing to break. And John liked to do his own stunts anyway, so it was really good that we agreed that we were going to do everything we could ourselves. They taught me how to, I'll say this very carefully, tuck roll out of a moving car. Now, when I say a moving car, we're not talking 90 miles an hour. We're talking very slow. Now let me go at anything, me. And so they showed me how to do it. And I did it great the first time. And then they said, oh, we have to go again on that. And I said, okay. Did it the second time. And I literally pulled every, I don't know what it was called, what's in your life? Ligament, thank you, John. This is the jet lag is showing now. Nor is it just old age. The thing in your leg, dear, in your leg. The ligament. I pulled all the ligaments. I mean, literally, it was like my boot. Suddenly, it was like destroyed. It was just like boom, 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 and that was it. So I had to be taken to the hospital, but we did it very quickly and quietly. And then when I came back, I was sort of lying down, and Christopher Doyley John, who was came in and he said, oh dear, what a shame. He said, never mind, we'll recast, because you've only got like half a minute on film. And I'm there, and I've got the tears streaming, I'm in pain, I've just been sacked, I'm beside my whole life has come to an end. Anyway, he was of course teasing me, wasn't he? And John came in, and he was furious. And then of course that was one where we were in a circus, and John also realised that he had a bit of a handful because I don't approve of animal circuses. And I was ready to open those cages, darling. And John was basically holding me back.
Is the first episode of People Trial, where that sort of, and it's so sweet, you notice that whenever the Doctor does something, the boy immediately starts doing it, across several scenes, and that's real hero worship, that's the way people really are, and I think it's immensely sweet. Actually, we were talking last night at the bar about Adric's reaction to the regeneration as opposed to the two girls, and for him it was much more traumatic, I think. Because his relationship with the Fourth Doctor was much closer. Obviously, he'd known him longer, and because he was his hero, he sneaks into the TARDIS because of the Doctor, because of the chance of travel, but also because he just adores the figure of the Doctor. So for him, the loss of the death of the Fourth Doctor was a huge thing. We've actually done a couple of big Finnish stories about this, exploring how Adric reacts to the regeneration and how he doesn't warm to the Fifth Doctor in the way the girls have no problem. But Adric's relationship with the Fourth Doctor is so close that he's really thrown by the regeneration.
Did you want to go? Or did you want to stay for a little bit longer? You thought you had
Well, partly I wanted to go because I wanted to go to theatre. I wanted to make a life as an actor and not just be Doctor Who boy first of all. So to that extent I wanted to leave. But another part of me would stay forever. Another part of me I'll still be in it, hopefully not wearing those pyjamas. So part of me, I would probably, but in a sense I was ready to leave, because you have to, again, I was very young, and you don't want that to be the only, even if you love it, and I do, you don't ever want it to be the only thing you've done. So I was lucky enough when I left Doctor Who to find work in theatre. But I had to make a throwaway remark in Blue Box Boy that I'd seen this bizarre gothic soap opera about a vampire, which when I moved to the States, were showing I think about 6 or 7 in the morning. So I went and bought Volume 1 DVD as a Christmas present. I thought we'd watch 2 episodes and then throw it away, you know, and give it to Goodwill or something. It was sort of not really a serious thing. But I just began watching and I thought, oh my God, this is wonderful. But what, 36 volumes later? 4 discs in each volume, so how many is that? That's like 130 discs of this soap. 1,225 episodes, which is more than Doctor Who. So
He's got a badge for mathematical excellence.
The person we are all here to see today, legend of this show and just a spectacular person to be able to be here with right now, someone that is one of my personal favorites and a fantastic actor and human being, Mr. William Russell. So, it's now been 54 years since you first stepped onto that TARDIS.
I think you're right.
So, how does it feel to you that you are coming to an event like this in the middle of the United States 54 years later?
Well, it's very exciting. I find it challenging and exciting. I haven't really spent the last 50 years thinking about Doctor Who, but maybe I can answer a few questions about my bit of Doctor Who.
Excellent, yes. How did you get the part of Ian Chesterton?
Well, I don't know. One never knows this. I had already been Lancelot in a series, and suppose I guess they knew I could sort of do some things anyway, right? And so perhaps it was that. But it's difficult to say. The real point of excitement for me was that it was meeting Verity Lambert. Verity Lambert was the really exciting new person in the BBC, and she was she had been working for 12 years like myself in well, she hadn't been as long as me, but she'd been around, and I knew her name, and I was excited to meet her, and everyone was talking about her. She was a new, brilliant girl, and I found her very easy to talk to, and I immediately, we arranged to meet at the lunchtime bar in the BBC headquarters in those days.
Yes.
And we met and really liked each other from the word go. And by the time we finished lunch, which was very quick because she had another meeting to go to, I knew that I wanted to do the job.
That's fantastic.
And that's how she knew something about the work I'd done already. And she felt that I would get along with Bill. And that was how it happened. It was a very happy little group of people, only 4 of us, who met later that month to start rehearsing Doctor Who. And we knew, I knew from the feeling that actors have, that I was going to get along with all these people.
That's great.
And so that was very good. That was a definite plus.
Were you friends offset as well?
Oh yes, certainly. Certainly.
I was just wonderfully surprised by how well developed your character was, how you and Barbara both seemed to have a story that you were telling in your characterization. Do you have any memory of the characterization or what you wanted to get across?
No, not really. I mean, I certainly had become friends with Barbara while we were teaching together.
Yes.
And so I knew that, and we worked on that. We got on very well together, all of us, which was not always the case. And it was the case in the start of Doctor Who. We really did get to know each other and like each other and spent spare time with each other. So it was lucky. I mean, I can think of plays I've been in where I didn't like people. But, I wanted to get back to the theatre. I know that sounds crazy to people who don't understand, but we were all the time, we were talking about what was happening in the theatre, and we weren't there. And so that's how it was, really. We were very keen on Doctor Who at the beginning. We were very excited by it, and we worked very hard on it, and enjoyed it enormously. It was a very rewarding thing to do, and I don't think either of us felt we wanted to immediately dash off and do other things, but always we would have little chats about what was happening in the theatre, and we weren't there. As Doctor Who developed in those early months, and we got on so well, he became very excited about it. And he really sort of, well, and then to him it was a shock that we said, we're both going to do a play. And so we left, and it was painful because I never saw Bill again, and I enjoyed his company very much up until that point.
Yes.
But you know, he really couldn't understand it. When he got into a play that he was doing, and was doing well, he wanted it to go on forever.
Right. Yes.
But it didn't, you know, and the world doesn't always go on the way you want it. So it was difficult. Both for Barbara and myself.
It's a lot of actors giving their take on the one character. There is only one Doctor, and that was actually set into motion by William Hartnell. Yes. And then every actor that comes in my opinion, has given it something marvellous. It's who were you watching when you fell in love with Doctor Who? Yes. That's what gives you your Doctor. That's what makes everybody get so funny about their Doctor.